Hello dear students. Today we will discuss an illustration on buyback of shares. Before we start the illustration, let us understand what buyback of shares means. Buyback of shares is when a company purchases its own shares from existing shareholders. By doing this, the number of shares available in the market reduces and the value and ownership of the remaining shares increases. Why does a company go for buyback of shares? One main reason is to increase earning per share and to improve the company's financial ratios and capital structure. And most importantly, buyback of shares shows the company's confidence in its future performance. Sources of buyback are like free reserves, securities premiums, and proceeds of issue of any other kind of securities. Considering the limit of buyback, maximum 25% of the aggregate of paid up capital and free reserves in a financial year will be the limit on buyback. After the buyback, the debt equity ratio must not exceed 2:1 unless a higher ratio is prescribed for a specific class of companies. Only fully paid up shares are eligible for the buyback, and the buyback must be completed within 1 year from the date of passing the board resolutions or special resolutions as applicable. So these are some of the conditions for buyback of shares. So let us start the illustration. Given financial information of Nagaraj Limited, paid up equity share capital is 60 lakh rupees, 6 lakh shares of 10 rupees each. General reserve 1 crore 50 lakh, securities premium is 20 lakh, and total secured and unsecured loans are 1 crore, and proposed buyback price is 80 rupees per share. The company wants to buy back shares. Compute maximum number of shares that can be bought back, total buyback share price, maximum offer price per share subject to Companies Act 2013. So let's start the solution. Here, as they ask to calculate the maximum number of shares that can be bought back. So for that, we have to calculate the own funds. So as I said earlier in the introduction, that limit on buyback is 25%, okay, on aggregate of paid up capital and free reserve in a financial year. That means what maximum 25% of limit they can get on buyback. Okay. So here we calculate the sources of fund. Total sources of fund the company have is general reserve 1 crore 50 lakh and securities premium 20 lakh and profit and loss account credit balance given 50 lakh. So totally sources of fund they have is 2 crore 20 lakh rupees. And 25% of own fund is the maximum limit, right? So the maximum amount for the buyback is 25% on what? On own fund. When we have to calculate own funds, paid up equity share capital is 60 lakh rupees. Add general reserve, securities premium and profit and loss credit balance if it is there. If it is a debit balance, then you need to deduct it. So you will get the own funds 2 crore 60 lakh rupees. Now 25% of own fund will be the maximum buyback limit. 65 lakh rupees is a amount. Okay. So based on this, we need to do the other calculations. The first requirement, calculation of maximum number of shares to buy back. So how much number of shares has to be buy back? We have 6 lakh shares. So 25%, as I said, only 25% will be the maximum limit. 25% of those shares, that is 1,50,000 shares are the maximum number of shares to buy back. The second requirement is calculation of total buyback share value. So now 1,50,000 are the shares, number of shares. Proposed buyback price given in the question is 80 rupees per share. Buyback share value comes to 1 crore 20 lakh rupees. And the third requirement is maximum offer price per share subject to Companies Act 2013. Calculation of maximum offer price per share. So maximum amount divided by number of shares. So how do we calculate this? Maximum amount divided by maximum number of shares. So what is the maximum amount we have calculated? You can see we have already calculated 25% of own fund, that is 65 lakh rupees, which is the maximum value. So 65 lakh divided by 1 lakh 50,000 shares are 43 rupees 33 paise per share. Maximum offer price per share. This is how you should calculate the maximum number of shares to buy back, total buyback share value, and the maximum offer price per share. That's it in this video. In case of any doubts, you may post your questions in the comment section. Thank you so much and happy learning.